Hi, and welcome along to AFTV News Daily. Coming to you today from my brother's house in Manchester, actually. I'm up in Manchester visiting my dad. I hope the internet connection is okay and everything. But yeah, how are you guys feeling today? Of course, the coronavirus, it's still with us. It's real. I was out and about earlier on today, and I could not believe how quiet the shops were. Everything more or less in lockdown. And when you think about it, it's Mother's Day tomorrow, and normally the day before Mother's Day there'd be lots of activity. Lots of people would be out on the road getting presents for their mothers. Some of those shops were still open, but it was still so quiet out there. It was really eerie. And also, considering here in the UK, it's a really nice day today. So it's really taken an effect. Of course, the more stringent sort of laws were brought in here in the UK yesterday. All the pubs, restaurants, bars, leisure centres, gyms, all of them now forced to close. So you can't go to any of those sort of places now. So a lot of people, keeping with the rules and staying in, which is a good thing, to help, the virus stop spreading. Also, what I deem as good news at the moment is that we still haven't heard of any more positive tests coming out of Arsenal. Now, remember, Mikel Arteta, he tested positive for the coronavirus. That's why that game was called off, remember, against Manchester City. That was sort of the thing that led to the whole of the Premier League not playing. Remember, they were going to play that weekend. We were due to play Brighton. And after, Arteta tested positive, basically all of the Arsenal players had to go into self-isolation. So they've all been doing that pretty strictly over the last, when did he test positive? Was it the 12th or March or something around that? They've all been in isolation since then. And so far, we haven't heard of any Arsenal players testing positive for the coronavirus. So that's a very good thing. Mikel Arteta, as we know, is recovering, and he's recovering pretty well. It's said to be, all the rumours out there and all the talk coming from Arsenal is that he's doing fine, and he's going to make a full recovery. But there was that worry that obviously he would have come into contact with other Arsenal players. Who else might have got it? But at the moment, looks like no Arsenal player has contracted the coronavirus, and that is a very, very positive thing indeed. The ground, of course, and the training grounds, they've been deep cleaned, and they're all still just more or less not opened yet. It's got little skeleton staff there. They've also got a skeleton staff just looking after the pitch at the Emirates as well. But everything at the moment has been sort of tailed back until they're given the full all clear. But I'm just glad to see that, no Arsenal player has tested positive for that. Unfortunately, there have been some players that have tested positive for it. And we hear today that Paulo Dybala, obviously a huge player in the world of football, Juventus star, has tested positive. Him and his girlfriend have both tested positive for it. Paolo Maldini also has tested positive for it as well from Juventus. Of course, coronavirus has hit Italy really, really hard. I mean, I really feel it for them at the moment. They're really going through it, some really tough times over there in Italy at the moment. Over 4,000 deaths from coronavirus. But this is, wow, when you hear it, when it's a big footballer like Paulo Dybala and people like Maldini, that this is serious. Let's just read the message here. Dybala, he put on his Instagram account that both Ariana and I have tested positive. That's Ariana is his girlfriend. And he said, luckily, we are in perfect condition. So it sounds like he's going to be fine. He's he's a young, strong guy, obviously, fit guy, professional footballer. And of course, the AC Milan technical director, Maldini, Paolo Maldini, everybody knows Paolo Maldini, one of the best ever defenders in the world of football. He's tested positive as well. I think him and his son have tested positive for the coronavirus. And again, they're saying that they're doing quite well, but they're quarantined at the moment until they make a full recovery. Juventus now have had it's now a few players that have tested, positive for the coronavirus. Of course, Daniel Regani was one of those players as well. So it's hitting close to home. When you see these footballers, Mikel Arteta, and people wash your hands, that's the most important one. Every place you go to, make sure you wash your hands. When you return home, wash your hands. Clean, just keep washing them all the time, because that really does help a lot to stop the virus from spreading. And this virus is real. Don't ignore it. I've seen pictures of even today. As I said, it was quite a warm day today. Apparently, a lot of people heading down to seaside resorts, going out on the beach. Listen, take this thing seriously. There was I saw a picture and there was like hundreds of people on the beach. They had to close it. Self-isolate if you've got any of the symptoms, and also you've got to keep a safe distance away from people, and do not congregate in big crowds. You just cannot do that. So please stick to what they're saying on this. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Let me know how you're feeling about the Dybala thing. Let me know how you're feeling about everything right now, because it's a crazy time. Let's get into some of your comments. Surnaf says, super chat, he says, Robbie, did you see the 442's Frontmen 11 video? AFTV's reference there. I haven't watched that video yet, but the guys from 442 are always tearing into us in a good way. I like their stuff. I really do. They're actually brilliant. They are really good. Let's get into some of your other comments. Trying to sift through some of the stupid ones. This is not a time for stupid comments when we're talking about something as serious as coronavirus. Omar here says, this virus is getting scarier by the day. It is scary, but I think it's a thing where we're just going to have to be patient with it, and we will get through this. So I keep saying it, but I'm convinced that we will get through this. It's a unique time in our lifetimes, but we will beat this. We will get through this coronavirus, and hopefully learn the lessons for it so that we never have to go through something like this again in our lifetime. RP Wavy says, hi Robbie, do you think Arsenal would have the money to get Thomas Partey? Now, spoke about it yesterday in the news show, and as I've been saying kind of all week, whether clubs are going to have the sort of money that's been quoted for some of these players available to them once we get through this coronavirus, I very much doubt. I cannot see Arsenal forking out 45, 50 million pounds for Thomas Partey. I think he'd be brilliant in the team, and I think maybe it might have been a possibility had this coronavirus not come around. But now that this virus is here, I think teams are going to be short of money. I think teams are going to have to really tighten their purse strings and really think carefully about transfers, about wages they pay. It's going to be tight for a couple of years because the clubs are going to take a massive hit on this, Arsenal included, and our owner's not known for putting his hand into his own pocket. So I doubt Partey would come in, or maybe if we sold somebody, but that might have to be somebody like an Aubameyang, and I don't really want to see that happen. Unknown Driller says, Robbie, make more bully beef. Hope you enjoyed that video. A bit of light in the mood, because I know at the moment it's a real weird time. I am going to be doing a couple more of those isolation videos, so look out for them. It's a bit of fun. We've got to have a bit of fun. We've got to laugh a bit. We can't just be doom and gloom walking around with our heads down, So we've got to laugh a bit right now. Let's get in some more. Pop Polycarp Royal says, serious virus, Robbie. We had a national prayer day today in Kenya to seek that much needed almighty intervention. Trust me, we need it right now. We need as much prayers as possible to get through this. You know, it's a serious time. I got a super chat here from Safaf. He says, how realistic is a Lamar transfer? That's Sahaf. I hope I pronounced it right. Again, I can't see it. I don't think we need Thomas Lamar right now because, you know, we've got so many players who can play out wide. So I really don't think we need Thomas Lamar anyway. But, you know, again, money's going to be short, and the sort of money that they want for a Thomas Lamar, just can't see that happening right now in this current climate. This guy here, Ridvan Mohammed, he says, Pogba's been self-isolating all season. Interesting that Pogba now is talking about he's sort of wanting to come back into the fold now that sort of Fernandes has come in at Manchester United, and the whole vibe of the club seems to have changed. It's interesting that he wants to get back involved again. But that one made me laugh when I saw that. A lot of people asking me a lot of questions on where's that one? It disappeared. It was moving so fast. Snedden Friera says, where is Claude? Of course, the Claude and Ty show wasn't on last week. We're reshuffling some of the shows at the moment, but we are going to be doing some shows with Claude, so look out for that. Boa Mustafi says, thoughts on Maldini getting the coronavirus. As I just said, it really sad that somebody as famous in football as Paolo Maldini will contract this. Just shows everybody that they have to be careful. There are some people out there, especially younger people, who think that they ain't going to get this thing, or they just think that, yeah, I'll get it, but I'll be all right. Listen, take this thing seriously. Really got to. Mohammed Mahmood says, we need a CDM and a defender, Upamecano and a CDM. Of course, Upamecano would be a great signing. Don't forget, we've got Saliba coming in. Or will we? Because again, that's another sort of situation. What happens with Saliba? Of course, Saliba's supposed to come in at the end of the season. This is loan supposed to finish and he comes in. But what if the season's extended? What happens to Saliba then? Does he stay on at St. Etienne? Does he come to Arsenal? That's another conundrum that's going to have to be sorted out. Roger Lai, he says, Robbie, what do you think of F4? Is the local fan still hate Cesc? I think it means Cesc Fabregas. I've never been to the UK before, and I hoped one day that I would be able to accept an interview on AFTV. Would love to have you on. I don't hate Cesc Fabregas. I know he went to Chelsea, but let's remember that Arsenal could have actually bought him back. We had that clause where we could have bought him back. We could have bought him back to Arsenal. We didn't. He went on to play for Chelsea. He's got to do what's best for his career. I don't hate Cesc Fabregas. I still look on Cesc Fabregas as a great Arsenal player. I don't know what you guys think, but I've got no hate for Cesc Fabregas whatsoever. I still, you know, think of him fondly the amount of times I watched him play, and you know, just loved watching him play. MS, lost it. He was asking me what do I think about what's happening in Italy at the moment. Oh, here it is. MGS4403. Robbie, your thoughts on the 800 people dying in Italy? It's terrible. Really is. And my heart goes out to everybody in Italy. Italy, one of my favorite countries to visit. I absolutely love there. I was over there a few months ago in Milan, which is one of the places that been really hard hit. I went over there for the Grand Prix that they had there. The people were brilliant. The food was brilliant. It's just, if you've never been to Italy, it's just one of the best countries you can go to in the world. The history, everything, the people, the food, it's brilliant. And to see what they're going through at the moment is really, really sad. But I know the Italian people, they're very spirited people. They will bounce back from this They will bounce back from this. But it is really sad to see how hard Italy has been hit. Nobody saw this coming, the way it's just really hit that country so hard. And I think we've all got to learn from what's happening there that we've got to take this coronavirus very, very seriously, because if you don't, we can end up with the same sort of situation. African Soldier says, we already have Mari, and I think we need a solid CDM and get a solid attacking midfielder, offload Ozil if possible. All right, I hear you on that one. Do we still have Mari? Again, that's another one, isn't it? On loan till the end of the season. We haven't yet bought him yet. The rumours are that we are going to buy him, but, you know, he's not our player at the moment. You know what I mean? He's going to be going back to, he should be going back to Flamengo come the end of June unless we buy him. Adams says that Adams and Nonkia Enokela, I hope I pronounced that right. There's a super chat here. Says, hey Robbie, a United fan here, but it's crazy to see how much you lot have been starved of good signings. That getting someone like Sancho is impossible. Getting someone like Sancho is totally impossible for us. Jared McCormack says, Robbie, you should fire up the vocals on the microphone and produce a song with DT and Troops. DT and Troops. What do they know about? What do they know about performing? Oh my God. And South Africa, another super chat, says, can you do a top 10 player rating in your buyer show? Well, we've got a few plans for the buyer show. That's a good idea. Thank you for letting us know that one. We'll definitely look into doing that. That's a great idea, as a matter of fact. MGS4403 says, Robbie, do you think people will go easy on Stan Kroenke after the COVID-19? Well, again, you know what? If you watch and if you get a chance to watch the podcast that I did with DT, DT was kind of suggesting that, you know, this is a time when if Stan Kroenke really steps up after this is all over, and, you know, he could really win over the fans. So we have to wait and see what happens. But this is a chance for him to show real big leadership on this. There's going to be a lot of issues following this, season ticket prices and lots of stuff like that. So it's going to be a chance for him to really show us, you know, he's the owner of the club. What is he going to do? You know, so let's wait and see. Kerr1M280U says, Henry or Bergkamp? I've always been an Henry man. He used to be my favourite player. He just was. I mean, absolutely love Dennis Bergkamp as well, but Henry for me, he was just special for me. I just thought at the time he was the best player in the world. Sister Brian says, Tottenham or Chelsea? What a stupid question is that? Neither, especially Tottenham. Sonny Bapp says, Robbie, how many years before Arsenal win the league again? A long time at the moment. At least it's going to take Arteta at least 2 seasons to build a team, I think, capable of challenging for the league. And he's going to need a lot of support from the owners. Are they going to support him? We'll have to wait and see. Sammy says Arsenal should sign Bale or Benzema. Bale would be his wages are astronomical. He gets a lot of injuries. He is a good player, but gets a lot of injuries. And Benzema is a goal scorer, but we're talking about Aubameyang being old. He's over 30 as well. So why would we do that? Let's just keep the player that we got. Robbie, did you read the Athletic piece on Saliba? This is coming from Gunnar Mo. He says Mbappe's dad coached the piece on Saliba. Said Mbappe's dad coached him at youth level. He said he will become the best defender in the world soon. I hope he is right, but he is very well thought of. So he's an incredible footballer, but he's very young, and he's going to have to adapt to the Premier League. And the Premier League is a different thing. You know, I mean, it's a really tough league to adapt to. So we're going to have to give him time. Cooley says there should be a fund for NHS staff. Listen, me and my brother was talking about this earlier. We were saying that, you know, you always hear people saying things like, look at the amount of money that footballers get compared to like nurses and things like that. I think that is going to be even more a conversation in the future once we get past this coronavirus. It's going to be a hot topic because, you know, the nurses and doctors, and I've been around a lot of them recently with my dad being ill. I've been in hospitals a lot over the past 5-6 weeks. And these guys, they work long, hard hours. And the money they get is terrible. Let's have it right. And I think that needs to be sorted once we get through. Because right now, we are dependent upon these people. And anytime we get sick, we are dependent upon these people. And they need to be rewarded properly. You know, and they need to get a lot of respect in society because they are true heroes. Every time they go into work, they don't know what they're going into to face, especially at the moment. So it's an amazing job what everybody's doing. Cully says NHS are heroes. Tight Crypto says Diogo Jota or Partey. I like Jota, but I think Partey would be brilliant. He would be a brilliant addition to Arsenal's team. I also think somebody like a Decore as well at Watford, that sort of mobile, sort of a midfield player who can play deep, would be brilliant for Arsenal. Kerr1M280 says Lampard or Gerrard. Oh, that's a hard one. I think I'd have to. It's tough. I'd have to go Gerrard. I think Gerrard was the better player, but Lampard done some incredible things. Tristan Stewart says, what do you think about putting Lacazette in the number 10 role? I think he'll be great there. I think he'd be wasted there, if I'm being honest. He's a centre forward and he wants to play there. Ruben Isaac says, any plans for an India tour? I'd love to come to India. Obviously, there's no tours or no plans of any tours right now because of this coronavirus. And no travelling's going on. Nobody's letting anybody into their country. It's amazing. It's incredible. What's happening at the moment is just, it's unbelievable. Norma says, I would take Sarr from Watford to Arsenal. Well, I'll tell you this, right? When I saw Ismaili Sarr playing for Rennes against Arsenal, I was saying at that time, I like this guy. I'd have him at Arsenal. Obviously, Watford, they paid a lot of money for him, and he's starting to really prove himself now. He's a very, very good player. Very quick. Very, very quick. I'm going to do a few more. Somebody's asking me, AM, why is Robbie smiling? Listen, let's smile, man. We can't just walk around all day like this because of this coronavirus thing, because then it defeats us, man. You know, we got to, we got to have a smile on our face, and we got to get through this. You know, we really got to get through this. Haider, I think he was asking about Maximum at Newcastle. I like him, really exciting player. I think we've got enough players out wide now, but he is definitely an exciting player. Marsh Donkey 2436 says Mustafi or Phil Jones. Have you seen Mustafi recently? He's been playing well. Definitely Mustafi, much better than Phil Jones. Oh, they're all coming in now. Ebu says Ronaldo or Messi. I always edge towards Messi. There was somebody there, I just missed that one. Michael Flood says, rest in peace to Kenny Rogers, legend of the country music game. Country music ain't really my thing, but I have heard, growing up, you heard lots of Kenny Rogers music, and I know he's an absolute legend over there in America. He passed away today. That's really sad. I think he's only 81 as well. It's old, but, sad that he's passed away. So Kenny Rogers, rest in peace. To everybody who's passed away with this coronavirus as well, rest in peace. George Duram says Pompey players have tested positive for the virus. That is true. There are, I think it's 3 Portsmouth players have tested positive for the coronavirus. And of course, we played Portsmouth. I don't know if there's any connection there, because obviously Mikel Arteta had it, but none of our players got it. So who knows who's giving it to who? You just don't know, do you? All I know, and all I keep saying to people, is take this serious, because anybody can get it. Anybody, right? Has been proven, you know, left, right, and centre. You're seeing the fact that people are picking this up that you would never have thought. Richard Keane says, can you get Graham to do a Football Manager stream? As we know he likes to get stuck into tactics. It'll be good to watch. That's a good one. All right. That's another one. That's another one definitely to consider. Surfaf says, can you do a Skype chat with Idris Elba as a celebrity show if possible? Well, I've only ever met him once. And he's a big Arsenal fan. You never know. Let's try and see if we could hook that up. He ain't got nothing else to do at the moment because, of course, he's another person at the moment who's quarantined because of the coronavirus. Cole King says, Robbie, is the Football Blogging Award still on? No, that has actually been cancelled. I got an email about that yesterday. Arsenal FC asked me, Mia Khalifa or Sophie? Oh, come on, you can't ask me that question, man. They're both my friends, right? Sean Lorenzo says, Robbie, where do I buy corned beef? Come on, man, just go to your local corner shop. You can buy it in any supermarket. Trust me, corned beef or rice. And Luthermos says, a prime Alexis Sanchez or Aubameyang? Ooh. Alexis Sanchez was exciting. Ooh. But I'm going to give it to Aubameyang because, you know, Alexis, I don't like how Alexis Sanchez left, right, and went to Manchester United, and that piano business and that still hurts me, man, because I loved him as a player, and that hurts me. So, no, he ain't getting no ratings from me. I'm going to do 2 more here. Cash says, curry goat or bully beef? It's got to be curry goat. Definitely curry goat. I love that. And let's get one more. What's this one? Antita 23 says, Martinelli or Neymar? Come on. It's got to be Martinelli, isn't it? Listen, thank you for watching the show. I will be back tomorrow with another AFTV News Daily. Remember, coronavirus is serious. It is serious. So please do the social distancing thing. Wash your hands. Do all you can to prevent it. We will get through this. We're going to beat this.